Take a deep breath and allow your body to relax. See yourself surrounded by a brilliant white light, and know that you're protected on our journey. You find yourself standing on a grassy plain. In the distance, you see the grass-covered mound you journeyed to find the treasures of the Morrigu. You see not far in the distance there are other mounds rising up from the landscape, but something about this one calls to you yet again. As you walk through the tall grass, you are startled by a sound. Turning, you find there is a white mare behind you. She bobs her regal head and paws the ground, and nickers at you and charges ahead. Running, you try to catch up with her, but when you reach the top of the mound, spiraling up and up and up, the horse is nowhere to be seen. Instead, the top of the mound is covered with a ring of stones. 9 rough stones reach up to your shoulders, forming a large circle in the center. You notice the central stone is smooth, with its top curved, so one could easily sit on it like a giant chair or a throne. As you walk closer to the circle, you place a hand on one of the stones. It feels warm and alive and hums with power. It's as if the lifeblood of the land flows through these stones. You close your eyes and let the energy flow through you and fill you. The sound of rustling fabric brings you back to yourself, and you open your eyes to see a woman sitting on the central stone. She's tall and regal, her red hair flowing down her shoulders and back. Her robes are red, with gold embroidery, and around her neck is a large twisted piece of gold, a torque, the symbol of a queen. In awe, you move closer to her and ask her her name. She smiles at you, saying, "I am Macha. I am the great mare, and I am sovereignty." Her words seem to echo up from the land itself. Would you be a power in the world? Would you claim the strength within? She takes the torque off of her neck and holds it out to you in both hands. It hums with the same power as the stones, and you can't help but reach out a hand and touch the cool metal. As soon as your fingers touch the braided gold, you find yourself surrounded by a crowd. A chariot drawn by 2 horses, who stomp the ground patiently and stand beside you. You look down and blink at hands and legs that are unfamiliar to you. Red hair tied in many braids flow down your shoulders, and you realize you are reliving a memory. The crowd calls out insults and slurs, and you feel yourself shrinking into yourself. You hear every secret fear you have ever had, every doubt called out to you. But there is another voice as well. Become the monarch of your own skin. Do not hand your sovereignty over to others. You hear Macha whisper within you. You reach up an uncertain hand and feel the warmth of the braided gold torque around your neck. Taking a deep breath, you stand straighter and square your shoulders, ready to face the challenges before you, knowing Macha is within you. A horn blows and the chariot races forward, The horse is happy to be free. You too race ahead on the circular pathway. The crowd's jeering fades, and there is nothing save the pounding of your heart and the pounding of your feet on the ground. All that you are is set on this singular purpose. The scene fades, and you are now among a different crowd. Warriors, both men and women, stand gathered around you. In one hand is a spear, and in the other are the reins of a chariot. The horses dance in place, eager to be moving. Across the field where you stand is another army. But instead of being afraid, you feel fearless and full of purpose. You feel the power of Macha flow through you, and again you hear her voice whisper, "To wear the torque, you must be willing to fight for yourself, for the truth of your own heart." And you ask yourself, what is worth fighting for? What is worth standing up for in your life? What in your own life can you face as fearlessly as Macha? The scene fades again, and you stand before the goddess once more. Sovereignty cannot be taken or given. It must be claimed. It has always been within you. She holds out the torque to you once again. I cannot place the torque around your neck. Only you can. Only you can claim sovereignty. If you take up this path, then you must sit upon the throne. You must rule yourself with honor. Trust your instincts. The true sovereign must own herself in order to guide others. You reach out your hand again, this time taking the torque from her. Take a moment to see what it looks like. What does it feel like in your hands? Is it heavy? Is it light? Are there patterns or symbols in the metal? What does the symbol of sovereignty, your own personal sovereignty, look like in your hands? When you look up, you see Macha is gone, and the throne is empty. Confidently, you step forward and sit down. You raise the torque up in your hands and speak an oath to the goddess, just as the kings and queens of old did. Let it form in your mind, this vow of sovereignty. This vow of ownership of yourself, owning your own skin, owning the course of your life. Finally, you place the torque around your neck, and you become the queen. You become Macha, the Lady of Sovereignty. The scene begins to fade. You begin to come back to yourself. Move your fingers and move your toes. Allow yourself to be grounded in your physical form again. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes.